Boyibo Blackgate, and of course, Nana Edo. Francis 2-0 win for Hearts of Oak. 2 goals scored in the first half was enough for the Phobias to get all 3 points.
Yeah, like I told you in the first half analysis, that what is not broken, you don't try fixing it. It's continuity for Hearts of Oak from what they were doing in the first half. They should just continue in the second half, and they did that. So basically, they managed the game properly. The coach, around 70th minute, did 1 or 2 substitutions to be able to manage the game and take the game over the line. So now, it's 2 matches to go for Hearts of Oak. The next one next weekend is the biggest game of the season for Hearts of Oak and Great Olympics. It's the Gamashi Derby, like the way the commentator said it. Hearts of Oak, Great Olympics. For a place as to who will stay in the Ghana Premier League, I can't personally wait to watch that game next weekend.
It was light work for them in the second half. Not too much threat from Nations FC. So Hearts of Oak just had to get their rear and see this game over, and they did that.
The most important thing, they did it in the first 45 minutes. I told you the first 45 minutes will do all the trick for Hearts of Oak. They will go in like playing a World Cup final. They go into that game like playing a Champions League final. And they were able to score that 2 goals in the first 20 minutes of the game. I told you earlier on. So in the second half was a mere formality. We play our normal game, we make changes and see the best out of the team that we are seeing. So that is what they did in the second 45 minutes of the game. So I'm happy for them. This particular win is a statement win. It will do a lot for them in the Ghana Premier League. And most of these players will grow in confidence ahead of the next 2 games that they will play in the Ghana Premier League. When you look at this Hearts of Oak team, I would say the changes also help the team. David Opuafrane naturally, on a good day, if he's not injured, he's a better central defender than most of the Hearts of Oak defenders that we have in the Premier League. Michael Ampedu has been consistent right from the first 45 minutes, the same as Dennis Kosa. Raphael Amponsa and of course Linda Intange did a good job stopping all the threats from Nations, especially in the 45 minutes. Second half, no, that is where we saw the Nations team trying to come in. They wanted to get that first goal in the first 20 minutes of the game to put more pressure on the Hearts of Oak team. But I think the most important thing is, the calmness and the ability to defend from danger zone from the Hearts of Oak team made them not concede in the second half. It was a good game for Hearts of Oak.
A good game for Hearts of Oak, and they ended with a 2-0 victory. This sets them up very well for that game that they'll be playing next week against Great Olympics. I mean, a very, very huge confidence booster.
It's a huge game. I think the anticipation or the expectation will be bigger than what we saw during the COVID era. The season in which Hearts of Oak won the league under Samuel Boedu. We saw even in the midst of COVID, people get crashed at Accra Sports Stadium Gate toward the second leg of that particular season in some spectacular fashion. And for Hearts of Oak and Great Olympics to find themselves in the situation they find themselves in, and for them to play against each other. Hearts of Oak have navigated themselves today against Nations FC. Great Olympics has to go to Kumasi Asante Kotoko to play at Abrankese over the weekend. So heading into that game, though, if Hearts of Oak, if Great Olympics should beat Kotoko, they will come into the game being on the shoulders of Hearts of Oak. So it's a winner takes it, or we call it a 6-pointer in football. That's how huge and intriguing it will be at the Accra Sports Stadium. And it doesn't get bigger. I think that will be basically the biggest grand finale of the Ghana Premier League season for some time now. It's like, I'm trying to find words to describe how the atmosphere will be charged, how the 2 teams hate each other so much on the pitch, and how the supporters will comport themselves over the course of 90 minutes next weekend in Accra.
Not too much of, I would say, pains for Nations FC because they are in a good place, safe and sound. So Hearts of Oak have swapped positions with several of the teams there. They are currently 11th with 41 points because the win has taken them away from the relegation zone. But it is dependent on teams like Legon City's Karela, Heart of Lions, all have not played their matchday 32 game, and most of them will be playing on Sunday. So let's see how that one goes. But for Nations FC, I mean, this wouldn't feel like a painful defeat for them, Nanedu, knowing that they are currently in a good place. Even after defeat, they are still fourth because other teams have not played.
Yes, Nations FC, I think, today's game ends their chance of winning the Ghana Premier League. Once they were not able to get the maximum 3 points, now Nations FC cannot win the Premier League anymore.
I think it's just one more win for Samatex, and that's it.
That is the league table. If only Adriana Stars doesn't win this weekend against Bechemi United.
Game.
So it means their game against Baby Go Stars will be a crucial game. So Nations FC, even though House of Oak was able to beat them by 2 goals to 0, they've not been bad in the Ghana Premier League. Still fourth on the league log. Accra Lions, I think they are going away.
Would you say Nations have had a good season?
Team are all born the first season in the Ghana Premier League.
They've had a spectacular
to be at this
season.
stage, I think they've done well.
Spectacular season.
They've done well. You know, when you look at the points, and your bigger achievements, but the position is a good achievement for them.
It's huge.
When you get 48 points out of 32 games, any achievement. Because 48 points, it means you've not even gotten half of the wins in the Ghana Premier League. 48 points.
Yeah.
You've not even, because half of the wins is 17 games. So when we win 15 games, that is 45 points. So half of the points is 51 points. That is 17 games.
And the one on top is 55.
And the one on top is 55.
Yeah.
Nations have 48. It means averagely they've won 16 games in the Ghana Premier League. And your bigger achievement.
That's how tough the
points build up and your achievement. But on the league log, fourth on the league log, that is where they will draw their inspiration from. So most of our teams in the Ghana Premier League will have to improve next season. At this stage, 32 games, 31 games. The leader on our league log is having 55 points. They are also for 48 points. Mutala, your achievements. They have to improve next season.
Would you say the league is competitive? That is why teams are not racking up points easily.
I was about to say that if you look at the winners of the Ghana Premier League in the past 3 seasons, I don't think any of them had more than 70 points to win the league. So it has been tough for everyone in the league. And you know, this season, basically, if you've managed to get about 5 wins on the road and you make your home a fortress, then you are winning the league. That's how far the league has been.
And that is what Samatex have done.
That's what Samatex have done. They've lost only 1 match this season at home against Nations FC. They basically beat everyone there. And they've gotten about five wins on the road. That's how come they're on top. And even last weekend, they went to Pando against the relegation threatening Hearts of Lions. And Hearts of Lions beat them. So that tells you that it's tough in the Ghana Premier League to grind out results. So if you look at debutant Nations FC, I think they punch above their weight. They have a fantastic season based on where they came from, Division 1 into the Premier League. Mostly, the teams that normally come from Division 1 into the Premier League, most of them end up getting relegated back to the Division 1 again. So I think they've done pretty well. They punch, because they are finishing high above Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Yeah.
So that's by no means fluke kind of a position or results for them to chalk. But I think they did well. But this evening, they were just outclassed by Hearts of Oak.
Now, there's a huge relief for Abubakar Ouattara, his substitutions or the changes he made to the first 11 that played against Kotoko seem to have paid off. Today, I'm sure you have some positive stuff to tell us.
I wouldn't give Abubakar Ouattara, about 70% of the credit for winning this particular game.
Why?
But, games like this, players Nanga had him what is at stake.
But he brought them on.
I
He
understand.
made those changes.
I understand. You know your situation. You know where you find yourself. Even the opponent coach said it. If House of Oak don't win today's game, they are going to relegation. So how come Wangata with team? The players themselves, they know it. It's a must-win game. It's a must-win game. These are games that you are going to play. You don't need to motivate the players that much. They know it themselves. They need to find a way to get the maximum 3 points. And that is what they've done. Good first 45 minutes. To get that 2 goals in the first 45 minutes. That was the most important thing. It was a good result for them against Nations FC. And I'm happy for some of these players. Especially players are coach na more chance. No matter what they can do for the club. I'm happy for them.
Blackety is not giving Abubakar Ouattara the credit for this wonderful display by Hearts of Oak. What do you also think?
Well, when we were doing the AFCON, the final of the AFCON, I think on Tuesday at the Legon Stadium, I met Ouattara in the stands and we had a chat for about 5 minutes. And he was telling me that this match, the rest, he said the rest of the matches are must-win matches for Hearts of Oak, and he would do everything possible to psych the boys up. And if anyone is not playing to the gallery, he will basically take the person out of the team because there's no time to play. It's everything that he touches now turns to serious business. And for him to leave that talk by dropping the club captain Kofi Agbesima for Opon Afrani speaks volumes. And we saw how tidy he was with Winimi today at the Hearts of the Hearts of Oak centre back. And you look at some players like Linda Mtange, Dennis Kosa, and Michel Ampedu. They played out a perfect game today. I can't remember the last time Hearts of Oak kept a clean sheet in the league after beating Brecum Chelsea. That was the last time I think they kept a clean sheet. They've conceded basically in every single game that they played in the second half of the season. So, I'll give him all the credit for putting this team together, psyching them up, and coming up with a game plan to manage the game, to be able to give Hearts of Oak 3 points, 2 goals, clean sheets. That's a brilliant evening for the Phobians.
13 goals for Hamza Isa. What a season he's had. Nanedu, from Araras to the Hearts of Oak first team. That is some wonderful story.
No, he has done a great job. You know, Obia Obo season for the first time in the Ghana Premier League.
From Division 2.
And scoring this number of goals. Unze born Oboche the lower division because Hamza Isa is 24 years.
Yes.
So it means he spent a lot at the lower division to get to this level. And I think he has done well. I don't remember the last time we are playing a football season like this. A House of Oak striker is competing for the goal king. I don't remember the last time. Hamza Isa has done a good job scoring this number of goals. And the confidence around the 18-yard box, how to be driving into the 18-yard box to score crucial goal for House of Oak. The same example is what he did today for the second goal. A good job from him, Hamza Isa.
Like it, what do you have to say about Hamza Isa? I mean,
brilliant season for
24 years of age. I mean, I've seen players come into this Hearts of Oak team and they've struggled. Players with high profile before Hearts of Oak purchased them. But this is a young man who came from Araras. Not much was expected from him. Many they didn't think that he would be that good, but he's proven that he is exceptional.
Brilliant player by all standards. If you go closer to the Hearts of Oak team, they'll tell you that Ishmaelado, this boy is just following the footsteps of Ishmaelado. They didn't get Ishmaelado as a household name, but they were able to get him from the lower ranks of Hearts of Oak to come and play to the first team and win them CAF Champions League, won 3 times Golden Boot on the bounce in the Ghana Premier League, and then won them countless league titles as well. So I think he's on the right path. He has had a brilliant season, 13 goals. Like Nanaidu was saying, we all can remember the last time any Hearts of Oak striker banking 13 goals for a season. And for him to make that step up from Division 2, not to Division 1, from Division 2 to the Premier League, and Hearts of Oak, people will tell you Hearts of Oak is a spirit club. If you don't have the spirit to play for the club, you can't succeed. For him to deliver week in, week out for them, I think he has had a fantastic season for the Phobians.
Well, Hamza Isa has had a brilliant season, and with 2 games rather to end the season for Hearts of Oak, he could get more goals. But now he scored 13 goals. So we have to cross. Yes, just 1 goal behind Amankona. We have to cross over back to the Accra Sports Stadium and have the reaction of the coaches after the game. I'm sure Ouattara has something interesting to tell us.
Congratulations, coach.
Thank you.
You're finally back to winning ways. What do you have to say about this game?
We just win. We get the 3 points. That's the important thing. Now we are thinking about the next match. You see, the second half is very tough. We have so many problems, the injuries, and the team, nation are playing well. But unfortunately, we get the 2 goals early. It's good for us. We are trying to keep the ball longer, but it's not easy with the pressure and everything.
The Nations FC coach says they considered because they lost concentration and you guys won the game. From where you stood, you also think so?
I have only one head. I'll think about my team. I don't have time to think about another team. I'll think just about my team. I can't make any comments on that.
But beyond the result, did the players play to the satisfaction of Coach Ouattara?
It's playing for them. It's playing for them. But first of all, we're trying to survive. Because when you look at all these people are coming to support us, it's not easy. The family have the problem. We be together to save the family. That's the boys are trying to do it.
You must be excited that your decision to play Kasim alongside Hamza paid up. They both scored for you today.
Well, this is our strategy. Since we are started against RTU, we are playing 4-4-2 Diamond. And when we change sometime, you have the problem. Because the boys, more than 1 month, we are working on this in understanding. You understand? This is my philosophy. Attacking and defend. Today, we work 50%, 60%. But at the end of the day, we are happy because we're getting the 3 points.
Let me push you to the wall. Will House of Oak survive in this season's Premier League? Will they stay in the league?
We need to survive. That's the only things I can tell you.
Congratulations again.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Hi, Coach.
Hello.
Bad day at the office. How would you describe the game?
Okay, it's unfortunate we lost. We consider 2 quick goals. That's what our variable goals, but what will you do? There's nothing we can do. It's football. It happens in the game. After we considered the goal, then our boys started playing. They lose focus. When we started, they lost concentration. We considered 2 quick goals. After the goals, they woke up and they started playing, but unfortunately we could not equalize the goal. So that's football.
You must have been affected badly by that injury to Butcher that came very early.
Yeah, it's part of our game plan. Normally, that's not the time for us to do that changes. But that's why in football it happens in the game. So I congratulate them from winning. That's all.
And I also realized that you took off Asante Boyne and brought in Ewa, who has been the regular partner with Razak, and
yes,
there was stability in the end.
Yeah, because they have a tall attacker and was winning the ball, and Asante could not match him. So we brought in Ewa, who is good in the air to come. And when he came, there was stability at the back.
The last time you won an away game was in March when you beat Asante Kotoko in Kumasi. I've seen the league table. You still fought until the other games are played. How do you intend to finish this campaign?
Oh, it's unfortunate we've been at second position for long and getting to the end of the league. But that's why I say it's football. Anything happens in football. So we'll go home and go to the drawing board and do our homework well and play the last 2 matches and see what will happen in it.
Against Bechem United will be a special game for you next weekend.
Oh, never, no special game at all. They're coming to our our home to come and meet us. So it's football. Football, there's no home, there's no away. So they come in, so we're going to prepare for it and wait for them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Congratulations for being the man of the match. But about the game, another defeat on the road.
Yes.
How would you describe this one?
We are a little bit disappointed. We are really disappointed because we play all the ball, but they had an early goal, which cost us very. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
Your coach tells me that he thinks you guys lost concentration early in the game before you realized those goals were in the net.
I wouldn't say concentration, but it was a lack of communication, which made us concede the first goal and the second goal. But maybe.
And you agree with him that Butcher's injury affected your play because he came into this game with a special role to play in that midfield?
Yes. We were really lacking him in the midfield there, but the game plan that we came all depends on him in the midfield. Yes, and it really disappointed. I'm really disappointed.
But there's an opportunity for you to finish the league campaign on a positive note at home when you play against Bechem United next weekend. What should we expect?
Right now, this game, we'll put it behind us. We are going all out next week, and hopefully we will win, surely.
Now let's talk about a guy, Razak Simpson. A special season for you. This is your 7th MVP as a centre back. How do you feel?
I feel proud. I'm honored because it's not easy for a centre back to be recognized like that. But I won't let it set into my mind. I will still keep on working hard till the league finish.
What do you have to tell the fans back in Abrankese?
We are really, really sorry that we didn't get a win or at least a draw here. But we are assuring them that the game against Bechem, we are going all out and we'll take all the maximum 3 points.
Congratulations, and I think
thank you very much.
You are one of the best central defenders in the Premier League. Congrats.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Razak Simpson there winning the most valuable player in that game. You heard from the two coaches, Ouattara. I love the part when Anadakwa asked him if Hartlepool will survive, and he paused for a minute before saying that they need. He didn't even say they will survive. He said they need to survive. But it's a good win for him. You heard him talk about the fact that they played good football today and they won, and they are already thinking about the next game. That is what they can do.
Yeah, definitely. At this particular point in that they can win the league, so they've just got to salvage their league status, and they know it's a battle, especially when it is the next game is coming up against their city enemies. That is how I put it. Hearts of Oak and Great Olympics. They don't have any love relationship. It's been hate on the pitch, and it's huge. Mutala, that particular fixture in front of us, Hearts of Oak versus Great Olympics, in their 9 league matches, last 9 league matches, Hearts of Oak has managed only 1 win against Great Olympics. That is how huge, that is how tough it is for Hearts of Oak to play against Great Olympics. And both teams need this point to survive. Mutala, it doesn't get bigger than this one. This one in Kumasi, they will say match now 30. So for the neutrals, it's a blockbuster kind of a movie or football on a pitch loading for everyone to witness next weekend. I don't know whether it will be a Saturday afternoon kickoff or a Sunday afternoon kickoff. Definitely, I know this game will never be kicked off in the night because of it will be treated as a category A game and be treated as such with all the risk attached to it, because it doesn't get bigger than this one in between these two clubs, Mutala.
Okay, so that is how things went there, and they have won the game. Kasim Mingo also says they are going back to the drawing board. The first half was a bit slow for them. He said he was impressed with the second half performance, but the damage had already been done in the first 45 minutes.
And he was not happy about the situation they find themselves, because they've been on the second spot for a very long time, and it looks like in their last few games they are dropping points, and their last 5 away games in the Premier League, they've lost all. So it looks like the shape to get to that level gradually is going down. So their last home game of the season is against Bechem United. They would like to go back, find a way to get the maximum 3 points, lift themselves up, and try to see where they can get to on the league log. I think at the end of the season, Nations FC around the top 4. It will be a good season for them. And I think Kasim Mengel as a coach, together with the playing body, they have done a good job. They should go back at home to Dr. Kwame Sports Complex, get the maximum 3 points against Bechem United, and I would say that will be a good season for them.
Okay, so we will check out of the studio very soon, but let's look at the games that Hearts of Oak will be playing and going forward. Okay, first off, let's look at the games coming up in match day 32. 1 cleared already. Hearts of Oak beating Nations FC by 2-0. There's Bechem against Aviana tomorrow at 3 p.m. and that game will be live on Start Times at the Patch Channel 247. We will be here to bring you that game. Legon Cities would also come up against Bofuakwa Tano. Then on Sunday, Asante Kotoko will take on Great Olympics. The Dr. Kwame Sports Complex will bring you that game right here on this channel. Brekum Chelsea would also face Real Tamale United, with Dreams hosting Karela United. Mediama have a date against Hearts of Lions within Swachaman at the Nanakura Mansa Park, playing host to Accra Lions. Then Samatex, who are the league leaders, would also be taking on Babyeni Gold Stars. These are the fixtures coming up in match day 32 of the Ghana Premier League. Let's take a glance at the table once more before we check out of the studios. So Samatex will be playing on Sunday are still leading the log with 55 points. Adriana are second with 49. Mediema also are 49 and are third. Nations FC, despite their defeat, are fourth on the table with 48 points. Accra Lions are fifth with 47 points. Swatemana have 45 points and are sixth on the table. Then the club 44 sees Bechem United and Brekum Chelsea lie seventh and eighth respectively on the league log. Asante Kotoko last week's win over Heart of Oak has pushed them to the top half of the season, and they could even climb further with a win over Great Olympics. 10th is Babiani Gold Stars, who have 43 points. Heart of Oak won today and are 11th for the meantime with 41 points, because the likes of Legon Cities, who are 12 with 41 points, have not played their matchday 32 game yet. Karela are 13th with 40 points. Heart of Lions and Dreams FC both have 38 points and lie 14th and 15th on the table. And the last three teams on the Ghana Premier League table are Great Olympics, who are 16th with 36 points, but for Ouattara are 17th with 33 points. Real Tamale United, they occupy 18th with 31 points. So that is how things are shaping up. Heart of Oak won today and they are super excited. I'm sure by this time, if you enter you enter the home of any Phobian, you hear them playing the arrows because they've finally won a game. My name is Mutala Yakubu. This is where we call it a wrap. Thanks to Nanedu and thanks to Francis Aboibo Blackgates for also coming and sharing his knowledge with us and always helping with the analysis. And thanks to you at home. You are our biggest fan. You are the number one. You are super because you choose Star Times. Till we meet again, it's au revoir. Bye-bye.